Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome to Season 2 of Vampyre Clan in ClanGen. In the last episode, we had a glimpse at the princes and princesses of the mountain ruins. Then, during a cold morning hunt, the Bloom Princess rose to the occasion, guiding the clan to some much-needed prey. We are now picking up on the final turn of New Leaf, and it is Moon 74. So let's dive in and take a look at what happens next. Wow, look at that. We actually have some events this time around. How nice. Okay, Grandmaster Bluestar has gotten a running nose, Twilight Fade's brain is feeling much better, and the effort of moving himself across camp has left Twilight Fade's joints aching and sore. Oh, Twilight Fade, he is my favorite cat, so every time I get reminded of his struggles, it truly does break my heart. Let's go over to the Medicine Cat Den. Twilight Fade was given elder leaves as treatment for sprain, and then it got better. Iris Freckle was given Daisy as treatment for weak leg. I feel like if these two had to go into the Medicine Cat Den at the same time, that would be some very, I don't know, I feel like there would be tension. It would kind of be awkward because Twilight Fade would be looking at Iris Freckle sideways like, I'm in this position because of you, and also, I think he would feel a small smidge of satisfaction at the fact that in a separate incident she ended up getting injured and having a permanently weak leg as a result. It's not as bad as what he has, but still it's something, right? And I think Iris Freckle would be looking at him with distaste. Okay, Alfeather gathered Bettany, Time, and Tansy this moon, so that's all we have for the Medicine Cat Den. Let's dive into relationships. Bloomrise compliments one of Grandmaster Bluestar's friends. Nest hit Grandmaster Bluestar on the face with his tail while passing by. Burnleaf notices how closely Iris Freckle sticks to her beliefs. Burnleaf bestows wisdom onto Grandmaster Bluestar. Twilight Fade is admiring Burnleaf from afar. Oh, look at that. I really do like the fact that Twilight Fade has support from his mate Burnleaf and also from his daughter Bloomrise. That makes me very, very happy. And also, going back to Burnleaf, noticing Iris Freckle and the beliefs she has, I feel like things like this would reinforce for Burnleaf that Iris Freckle is an upstanding member of the clan, and any concerns that Bloomrise has about her is misplaced. Twilight Fade is surprised by the hurtful things Iris Freckle can say in an argument. You know what? I'm 100% gonna say this argument happened when they were in the Medicine Cat Den, getting treated by Alfeather together. I told you there was gonna be some tension. Master Quiet Flight and Nest notice a cloud is shaped like a mouse. So this is mother and son. Master Quiet Flight comforts Iris Freckle after a terrible nightmare. Okay, mother and daughter. Alfeather thinks that Burnleaf looks nice today. That's very kind of her to say to her father. I wonder if Iris Freckle does get haunted by what she's done from time to time, and she has terrible nightmares of her position kind of swapping with her victims and her going through the same thing, like becoming paralyzed or getting captured by humans, and I think that's what probably terrified her over here. Eagle Kit compliments one of Alfeather's friends. That's adorable. I feel like Eagle Kit is the type of son that is really proud of his mother and really adores his mother and really champions her in everything she does. He just seems so wholesome. A clanmate claims that Sunnytail wants Quiet Flight dead? What is going on here? Sunnytail, that's your mate's mother. That is also your mother's mate. That was confusing. That was so confusing, but that is fact, I'm pretty sure. Sunnytail, what is going on? Okay, Sunnytail thinks that Eagle Kit stole one of his ideas. Again, uncle and nephew are having a little bit of, I don't know, something's not right here. They just can't seem to click. A clanmate tells Iris Freckle that Grandmaster Bluestar's stories are better. Nest had a terrible dream about Iris Freckle. Oh my goodness. These two siblings, for the most part, as far as we've seen up until this point, have always had a good relationship. And nothing has really come between that. It is so odd though that Fornest out of nowhere had a terrible dream about Ibis Freckle. I'm kind of going to say that he dreamt about Ibis Freckle pushing Twilight Fade off the mountain, and he's horrified by that. He's terrified by his sister, but he's horrified by that. He might comfort himself though by saying that it's just a random dream and not actually real. But I wonder if that's going to put a suspicion in his mind about his sister, because they do have a paralyzed cat in the clan. Bloomrise had a disagreement with Quiet Flight while on patrol earlier, and then Eagle Kit decorates his nest with gifts that Ibis Freckle brought him. Eagle Kit, can you stay away from Ibis Freckle, because I am very concerned about anything she does. And you know what? I can see Bloomrise and Quiet Flight having a disagreement with each other, because Quiet Flight maybe mentioned to Bloomrise that she should be kinder to Ibis Freckle, because Ibis Freckle, she got it in her head somehow, like all the stuff that Bloomrise and Twilight Fade kind of say about her. We I think clarified the fact that Bloomrise and her father wouldn't spread this information, but the fact that they act coldly towards Ibis Freckle hasn't gone unnoticed. And Quiet Flight would be almost blaming Bloomrise and Twilight Fade, saying that because of how you guys are treating Ibis Freckle, she is starting to get ideas in her head and it's giving her nightmares. Obviously, Bloomrise feels like that is not why Ibis Freckle is getting nightmares. She's getting nightmares because she's done those things. So, kind of intriguing. But that is all we have for the events. Now let's see what everyone's doing for the day. I am actually so happy to see that Twilight Fade is not curled up anymore. He is in higher spirits. Okay, so Grandmaster Bluestar is proudly watching her grandson Eagle Kit plan how to hunt down a creature she made up. And she is a little bit sick, we do know that. Quiet Flight, Master Quiet Flight, is looking around camp for someone to share tongues with. Owlfeather is happy that she chose life as a Nightstalker. Sunnytail solves problems by starting them. Right, Sunnytail is troublesome. So I think whenever Eagle Kit does something that's a little bit silly, others find it cute, but Sunnytail maybe deliberately creates a problem out of it, because for him, that's how he kind of solves his confusion, and that's how he deals with not understanding how to interact with a kitten. Oh, Sunnytail. Ibis Freckle took an extra piece of fresh kill from the pile, and you know what? Since that is the image we're getting of Sunnytail now, I kind of feel like Sunnytail and Ibis Freckle, it seems like they stay in their own corners, but it kind of feels like they're a good match, no? They both seem like problem cats. Fornest wonders if it's too late to become a Whisper, not a Mediator, a Whisper. No, Fornest, it's not too late, but you are too young right now. One day, you'll find yourself in that position, but not right now. That is for your brother-in-law. Bloomrise doesn't want to go on dawn patrol. Burnleaf is telling scary stories to the younger cats. Twilight Fade is picking the birds from his pelt, and Eagle Kit isn't scared of anything. Now this is a special moon for Eagle Kit because he is 5 moons old. That means that when we head out to patrols in this episode, our clan leader Bluestar and his grandmother is going to be keeping an eye out for all of the cats, and she is gonna be making a mind up on who might be the best sort of mentor for Eagle Kit when he becomes a fledgling. So that's kind of exciting. And now for the patrols. We are very comfy on food because we currently have 54.8 prey and we only need 22. We'll be sending out our Nightstalker Owlfeather first off, so let's see what she gets up to. As the branches of the oak trees start to green, Owlfeather heads out to collect its leaves. Proceed. The trees Owlfeather finds don't look particularly safe to climb, and Owlfeather is forced to give up on the idea of oak leaf gathering for today. This is the first time I think she hasn't found anything, but I don't think the clan will blame her. I don't think they will. And now we have Bloomrise, Fornest, Ibis Freckle, Quiet Flight, Master Quiet Flight, and Grandmaster Bluestar heading out. And like I said, Bluestar is going to be keeping an eye out for a potential mentor for the young kitten, who in the next episode is going to become a fledgling. So let's see how they do and whether or not someone actually stands out like the way Bloomeride stood out in the last episode. On their way to mark the far corners of their mountain, Master Quiet Flight starts telling a story of their ancestors to keep every cat entertained. Proceed. It's a fantastic idea, making the patrol fly by as cats chat and laugh with their clanmates, and everyone ends the day feeling much closer to each other. Okay, so Quiet Flight did stand out just a little bit because she kind of took charge and she tried to keep everyone entertained and tell stories, so who knows, Bluestar might see that as a trait that she wants to pass on to her grandson. Plus, Eagle Kid is also the grandson of Quiet Flight, so Quiet Flight would be quite invested in his education and really help him in his training. I don't know, but she is a great candidate, at least for now. But that is all we have for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.